So I can title this video the clickbaity declaration declared in Catalonia, exclamation point, and it's true.
They did declare independence. They did sign it, all of the members of the parliament who were in favor of it,
wow,
which is a majority.
It's 6:40 p.m. and we were told that the announcement would come between 6 and 8 o'clock. So right now I am sitting up here on the statue, or lamp post. You can see the massive crowd waiting. The TV's straight ahead. Everybody's eager to find out if Parliament is going to call for unilateral independence. Now, a few of the people I've talked with out here don't think that they will unilaterally declare independence, but by the time you're watching this, I guess we'll know. So, in an hour or so, we're gonna find out. Roads in almost every direction surrounding Parliament and the plaza shut down. So getting here, cabs can't get here. You've got to walk a little bit. But fortunately, I was able to get here before they closed most of the roads down, but they're closing more roads down as time goes on. And the deadline for the announcement just extended a little bit, so it's a waiting game now.
Arribats en aquest moment històric, i com a president de la Generalitat, assumeixo a presentar-los els resultats del referèndum davant de tots vostès i davant dels nostres conciutadans el mandat del poble que Catalunya esdevingui un estat independent en forma de república.
Parlamentari de Ciutadans. Senyora Arrimadas, necessita un parell de minuts més. Cap problema, ens esperem.
Yeah, how do you feel about the result?
Well, I feel disappointed about the fascism of the central government of Spain. They make us more and more difficult the things we try to do about the independence of Catalonia. We keep trying, and although today they have not installed the independence, they will keep working about it.
Are you satisfied with how they're going about it?
Not at all, because I expected a declaration of independence today, but they will look for dialogue with Europe, and if it's not possible, because the Spanish government will not want it, we will try in another way and keep fighting against the fascism.
Thank you. So there's an American here as well, who I saw interviewed by the BBC. I don't know if the interview was aired or what the deal was, but this person is pro-independence. I know some people want me to interview some more anti-independence people, but believe me when I say that the pro-independence people are out and about and much more accessible. And last minute, putting this stuff together on my own, it's not as, I'm not getting as much as I'd like to get, but you know, for now, I'm gonna go meet with this, I believe this person's American and Catalan, and they have an interesting perspective, obviously pro-independence, but they're just outside of Parliament right now. Talk to them, and just, where are we right now? Because it sounds like they signed the Declaration of Independence, but immediately suspended it. So it's like, I don't know, means nothing. Yeah, let's see, let's go learn. Let's go learn from someone else.
I'm a writer and a publisher. ¿Pasas una clara? ¿Clara?
Sí, una clara.
Agua sin gas.
Una agua sin gas. En 50 minutos cerramos. ¿Sí?
Vale,
Una
pasa
clara.
nada. Sí, sí, sí. I'm a writer, publisher, and I've lived off and on in Catalonia for about 30 years, but really only lived here about 11 of those years.
So, can you just tell us what the hell happened?
What the hell happened?
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're all kind of like trying to figure that out because I don't think it was very clear, and that's kind of a drag. What just happened was Catalan government and the parliament, the president, kind of all together, said we have the results from the referendum on Friday. They were published, and there were more yes votes than no, and so we have a right to be an independent country. So we're going to declare ourselves an independent country. In fact, they signed it just a few minutes ago, all the members of the parliament. And they also said, but a lot of people are asking us to open up a dialogue, including the elders and including a Swiss mediation team and some others that he said would become public but weren't public yet. And so to respect those wishes of people calling for dialogue, we are going to hold off on putting the declaration into effect until those people can try to come to some kind of agreement, because we Catalans are like to do things in the most democratic, peaceful way possible. And what we've just seen from the Spanish state has been a lot of police violence and oppression and judicialization. And instead of, talking to each other, they're just pressuring us. So if we open this space, leave space for this dialogue, then maybe we can come to a less disruptive solution. I think that's just what happened. I don't think he explained it very well, though. He didn't. I didn't know that they were going to actually sign the declaration until afterwards. I read
me
it on
neither.
Twitter. That could have been explained a lot better, and people were like, "Well, what does that mean? Is it suspended now? Is it suspended later? Like, when will it stop being suspended? How much time?" And so those things I think need to be explained better. Although, really what's going to happen is that Spain, probably right now, Soraya was just about to get on TV, is probably going to make some kind of declaration, just like Ciudadanos and the PP did in the parliament, and say, rah, 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 no dialogue ever.
Yeah. I think they said it actually during its speech.
Well, you mean Mariano and Soraya, the president and vice president of Spain, or the people who were answering in the parliament?
I just saw a breaking news alert that Spain was rejecting mediation, and that seems like par for the course, right?
Totally par for the course. I mean, part of this move is for Catalonia to demonstrate that it is open to dialogue. So it's saying, all right, you want us to dialogue, we'll do our best to dialogue. But look at them, because they're not dialoguing. They're not.
It seems like Catalonia is trying really hard to maintain the positive PR. Making sure everything's nonviolent, no vandalism.
But not just PR, like actual reality. I mean, because it's true that the demonstrations here on the Catalan side have always been absolutely peaceful. There were 6 massive demonstrations of more than 1 million people every year for 6 years, and no windows were broken and no garbage cans were burned, and it's an actual real thing. It's not just like pretend or PR or marketing or anything. That's the way people want to do it. They want it to be democratic, which I think is really cool.
So I've heard a lot of reasons for why Catalonia wants independence. So do you want to what are your thoughts on it?
If you ask people, and I've asked them a lot because I think it's a question that a lot of people have around the world, like why? It seems like so much trouble to go to. People say, because of dignity, because I want to, because I have a right to decide my future. Kind of really basic things. There are other things. There are things like the fact that Spain has overturned so many of Catalonia's laws, really progressive laws. Catalonia is a pretty progressive place, which is nice. They passed a law, poverty energy law, to keep people from having their electricity turned off in the winter, and Spain said, no, you can't do that, and they overturned it. Said all Spanish people had to be treated the same. No joke. Or bullfighting, they said. Catalans don't want to have bullfighting. Spain said, you can't do that, even though the Canary Islands did that in 1992. We're going to make bullfighting the national heritage so that overrules your law, and you have to have bullfighting.
I heard that the guns used by the police were banned here.
That's right. It's
So-
a perfect example.
So I guess I've heard two arguments. One, that those weapons were banned, and then the retort from the Spanish side was that but they were banned only for Catalonian police. The Spanish police are still allowed to use them.
You know, when the Catalan Parliament banned rubber bullets, they banned them because, for the same reason that the European Human Rights Commissioner was just telling Spain that he didn't think that they should be using rubber bullets either, because they're hurt. They hurt people. They're not good things to use. They took an eye out of some poor guy who went to vote on Sunday. You know, he will lose his vision in that eye. He'll lose his eye altogether. Merci. And so that's stupid to say that. It's just a loophole. The truth is that the Catalan Parliament passed a law, in part thanks to the coup, actually, to get rid of those weapons because they're harmful. And it wasn't just in the Catalan police; it was to get rid of them for the people so that they wouldn't get hurt.
So I've been here almost 2 weeks. And it seems like, you know, the referendum was on the 1st, and they say they'll declare within 48 hours, and they say at the end of the week, then the start of the week, now Tuesday, and now they say, oh, we'll declare, but we'll suspend it. Is it really going to happen?
It just did happen.
It did happen.
Yeah, they signed it. I saw them. And a couple things. One is that the media, and even myself, didn't explain it all the way that we should have. Which was that the referendum law passed in September said once the results are published, 40 hours from then is when they'll declare independence. And that is exactly what happened. So they were published on Friday afternoon around 4 o'clock, and today at 6 he started to speak.
So I can title this video the clickbaity declaration declared in Catalonia, exclamation point, and it's true.
They did declare independence. They did sign it, all of the members of the parliament who were in favor of it,
Wow.
which is a majority. One by one, they called out their names, including the president and the vice president and whatever. And they're leaving this space so that they can do what they can to open this place for dialogue so that, because nobody wants there to be a war, or actual civil unrest, and we saw what Spain is capable of.
I'm sure the politicians don't want to go to prison either.
I'm sure they don't. I wouldn't want them to go to. I don't want to go to prison. I wouldn't want them to go to prison. They haven't done anything that they should go to prison for. They are listening to the mandate of the people. They had independence in their electoral program when they were elected in the highest turnout elections in Catalan history in 2015. So it kind of seems unreasonable to elect them on that platform and then say they're not allowed to pursue that platform. That's what people wanted them to do.
So,
82% of the people wanted to vote.
Yeah.
So why should they have to go to jail for that?
So with the suspension, I guess the correct way to say is that they did declare independence, but they're not going to take any action for a few weeks. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. I mean, for a few weeks, we don't know how long. The coup, I'm pretty sure, just said, I was just reading as I was walking, that they were going to give a month for these negotiations. But I don't think Spain's going to need that long. I don't think Spain is going to agree to any kind of mediation. They haven't given an inch for the last 10 years. They have shown no interest in talking to Catalonia at all.
But would these negotiations result in them rescinding the declaration?
No.
So
No.
the declarations happen. It's going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah. I think the negotiations would be more about. I don't know what they would negotiate. Timing, negotiate the division of assets and liabilities. Just sit down and talk and listen to each other and have Spain understand what's going on here because they have no clue, none.
It feels like that's not going to happen.
No, I don't think it's going to happen.
Personally, yeah.
No, but I don't think it's going to happen because I don't think Spain would let it happen. Because I don't think Spain wants to negotiate. I don't think they want mediation. In fact, they've already said that they don't. Switzerland called Spain. Merkel called Spain. They're saying you should be talking to the Catalans. Everybody practically has said you should be talking to the Catalans, and Spain's saying, no, we never will. Why? Who are you to tell me? Well, I'm going to talk to my subjects. There's no respect from Spain to Catalonia, none whatsoever. So them suspending the declaration for this short time to open this space, I think is more about proving to the rest of the world that saying, why can't you just get along? They're so nice. I spent a week in Spain once. It was lovely. The rest of the world doesn't really get it. So if Catalonia says, all right, we're doing everything that we can to have this dialogue, and Spain still doesn't move an inch, then maybe the international community will understand.
So do you have any predictions what'll happen this month?
I think it'll be very short. I think Spain is going to react today or tomorrow or the next day. I don't think they're going to let it go very long. And I think that the Catalan Parliament is on the books as having declared independence. I mean, they signed it. We had a referendum. All those people, those more than 2 million people who went to vote and, had to brave those rubber bullets and marauding policemen to be able to vote. This is a democracy. Do we believe in democracy or not? That's what I want to know.
It's kind of surreal because it seemed like they weren't declaring, but they declared, and everything's just so confusing. I agree.
I wish they had done it more clearly because I don't think it was very clear.
But I feel like that might be on purpose to leave some wiggle room, perhaps. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think it was a hard situation. A lot of pressure. There were 1,000 journalists.
Wow.
From 125 different countries.
I'm one of them.
There you go.
Yeah.
And trying to do it, and I mean, they do have this habit of trying to do everything exactly right.
Yeah.
Really perfectionist, very democratic, very peacefully. And that's complicated. That's hard because it's really hard to listen to everybody's wants and needs, and Spain's really against the idea of any kind of respect for Catalonia, and Catalonia standing up and saying, we're going to vote, we're going to have a referendum, we're going to be independent, makes them very angry.
Right on. Well, thank you for talking with me. It's been a pleasure.
That about wraps up Catalonia, I guess. Who knows what's going to happen? I might come back in a week or a month. I guess we'll see. As we just heard from Liz, maybe Spain will react negatively, and then it could happen, something might go off tomorrow, or who knows. But I just feel like I can't sit here and stay here spending money to be in Barcelona, so I'm going to have to head back home for now. And there's also a ton of other stories happening in the United States and in other parts of the world to be focused on. So thank you all so much for hanging out. Funny story, I was originally going to interview Liz on the grounds just outside of near Parliament, where at the Arc de Triomphe, the Spanish one, where the big protest was happening. But some dude tried robbing me. He came up to me, was like laughing and smiling. He grabbed me and he wouldn't let go. And he put his arm around me, held really tight. And I knew he was probably trying to, pickpocket me or something, but he was like, smelled bad laughing. So I tried pushing him away, but he started fighting me. Then I shoved him off and he grabbed my phone, pulled, and he couldn't get it. And so then he just backed off and then called me strong and said, strength. And then flexed his muscles and then nodded and started walking away. And then we decided to move and shoot the interview somewhere else. So it was weird. But I figured I'd just say that because I tweeted about it. Follow me on Twitter @TimCast for breaking news around the world. Stay tuned. Live streams, videos every day at 4 p.m. You can support my work by going to timcast.com/donate. Give whatever you'd like, give nothing at all. My videos are always free and available every day at 4 p.m. Stay tuned because you never know what's going to happen, but I will be there when it does. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 4.